knew that technology and social media was eventually gonna rot our brains, but ever since the pandemic, we are seeing this happen at a terrifyingly rapid rate.
I'm an idiot, and here's why. My laundry machine takes quarters. Naturally, I'm like, where does one just get quarters? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on Amazon and buy quarters. You can buy like rolls of quarters on Amazon. I'm like, perfect, I'll do that. And I was like, 72 rolls for $10? That the math doesn't equal up, but that's a score. Like, I'm getting 72 rolls of quarter sleeves with quarters in them for $10. Like, I'm like, okay, stupid. Amazon's losing money. Get the package. Empty. It's just 72 plain quarter roll sleeves with no quarters in them.
I don't even know where to begin. Firstly, just the simple fact that people don't carry physical cash with them anymore is disturbing. Yes, I also use Apple Pay a lot. I'm not denying that. But there are still notes and coins in my purse at all times. Secondly, could you please elaborate to the class what you mean by where does one just get coins? Are you even aware of how your debit card works? If you don't have any physical cash, go to your local bank and use an ATM to withdraw money that you have in your account with said card, so you can use that to exchange the notes for coins. Have you been on planet Earth for 6 hours or something? Thirdly, why was your very first instinct to go to Amazon? Why did you think that you could purchase money with your own money? And lastly, I'm sorry, but if you ever encounter this predicament and your very first thought is to run to Amazon, you deserve this. Why do I say that? Because you couldn't even use your eyes to read the description of this listing. It was quite obviously rolls for quarters that you were buying, but you just seen coins and was like, yep, that'll do. Oh my god. This will come as no surprise to anybody. Just take one glance at my channel. But I spend quite a large chunk of my time on my phone. I guess you could say I'm chronically online. Yet, not once have I ever tried to zoom in on a picture in real life. There were people in that comment section saying that they've tried reading the comments while watching a documentary on TV. People saying that they tried to swipe while reading a book, and people saying that they were looking for comments to read while glancing through a magazine. I have also never done a single one of those things, because I can still distinguish between social media and live television. I can still distinguish the difference between a physical book and an iPhone. I can't even believe I'm saying these sentences right now. Is this not concerning to anybody else? And the reason I say it's concerning is because there are some people out there who never get off their phone and experience the world around them as TikTok's little icons are burning into the screen of their phones. I didn't even know this was possible for a goddamn iPhone. A TV? Yes. But a handheld device? Good lord. I live in Melbourne, and even when we had broken the record of the longest lockdown in the entire world in October of 2021, there was not a single day during that time period where I spent that long on my phone. How are people not ashamed of this? These sensory videos are made for babies, not seniors in their final year of high school who will most likely be entering their first year of college next year, where there will be no sensory videos in their classes. There will also be no sensory videos within the workplace. I feel like the teacher is just doing more harm than good by making these students dependent on these videos to focus. We've not needed this in any classrooms for decades, because when I was in school, I never had this. And when my older sister was still in school, she never had this either. Even my little brother is graduating high school this week, and not once in his classes were those videos ever played in to focus. So is it just an American thing? Like, using brain-rotted internet slang like alpha, sigma, mid, beta, cooked, fried, and womp womp is not a good thing, because it teaches these students to only want to pay attention if the learning reminds them of TikToks or the memes that they see on YouTube Shorts. I don't know, call me a boomer if you want, but I just don't think that internet slang needs to be introduced into a learning environment. Those two things need to be kept separated.
I can't be the only person on the planet that didn't know that you can just pick a piece of fruit off of a tree and eat it. I had a friend come over a few weeks ago and she was like, Carly, why do you have a bag of lemons in your fridge? And I said, oh, well, I use lemons in my cooking a lot and sometimes I put them in my sparkling water. And she was just like, no, but why do you have a bag of lemons from the store? And I said, oh, well, sometimes I cook with them and I also put them in. And she said, no, you have a lemon tree outside. And I said, okay. And she said, so why do you buy lemons? And I said, because I cook with them. And she said, Carly, you have a lemon tree. You just pick the lemons off the tree and you put them in your food or in your sparkling water. And I said, don't you have to do something to them? And she said, what do you mean? And I said, you don't have to do anything to the lemons? And she was pretty upset, but maybe I am one of the very few people that didn't know that there is nothing that you have to do to a lemon before you eat it from a tree. You can just take it off the tree.
I genuinely have no words. Yes, to answer your question, yes, you are literally the only person on this planet who didn't know that you could simply just pick fruit off of a tree and eat it. I have eaten blackberries directly off of a bush by a lake and have been just fine. I go cherry picking on farms across Melbourne with my dad during the summertime just before Christmas. And we eat them directly from the tree as well. And guess what happens? Absolutely nothing. Why? I don't know, maybe because it comes from the exact same planet that we drink water and breathe oxygen from? How are some people just happily wasting their money like this? That's like owning a chicken coop, but continuing to buy eggs from the grocery store because you didn't know that you could eat eggs from your farm. Your food doesn't have to come from the grocery store in order for it to be safe to eat. And it's like some people don't even have a grasp on time anymore, because somebody on TikTok posted a screenshot where somebody said, loving this new TikTok trend of 14-year-olds thinking 1998 was actually the 1800s. Because the original TikTok said, summer 1998, where sweets are baked, not bought. What are you talking about? Bro, how long ago do you think 1998 was? That is only 26 years. 26! Do you think that was the goddamn prehistoric Stone Age, babe? Not only do people still bake in 2024 because it's not some lost, forgotten, archaic craft that's been lost to time, and not only was junk food available to buy on shelves just as much as it is now, but people back in the 90s and early 2000s were experimenting with food just as much as we do today. Are we just gonna completely ignore that you could very easily buy purple and green colored ketchup? Are you aware that you could buy Crystal Pepsi, which literally looked like water but was still soda? So, how genuinely ignorant to time can you actually be? Something else that gives me the idea that people are genuinely losing track of time is people already making nostalgic kids these days videos over iPads. Because apparently we should be nostalgic over the fact that we used to give our literal DNA to open a goddamn tablet. This is the craziest video I have ever seen in my life. Because first of all, the first iPhone to be released without a home button was only 6 years ago in 2018. How are you already saying kids these days over something that still happened very recently? But secondly, and most importantly, why on God's green earth is this even a flex? Gen Z, we sound ridiculous. Do y'all seriously want to dunk on Gen Alpha that bad that you have to use giving $1 billion corporation access to your literal fingerprint in order to open their products? You're gonna say that's an accomplishment? You're gonna insinuate that they should be jealous of that? Are y'all seriously getting nostalgia over a time where you could literally give a handheld device access to your bodily identification? We are cooked. Yeah. Something that also just makes me shake my head in disappointment is the fact that there's so many people in my generation who don't know how to work a washing machine to do their own laundry. Were you never asked a single time to do chores while your parents were still at work? Can you not read? Are you too lazy to look for the instructions that are literally on the back of every single bottle? Because it literally tells you how to use it. If we have gotten to a point of laziness where we can't even use our phones to look up information when that was the sole purpose of the iPhone's creation, then we are in trouble. We are done for.
I was not expecting this. It will draw any picture for you. There are hundreds of parts to choose from. You put it in, it draws it for you. My kids play with it for hours and then color after.
Lord, if you can hear me. Lord, if you can hear me. No, I don't think I'm going to encourage my child to learn how to draw by themselves. I think I'm going to get a robot to do it for them so that I don't have to do anything and my child doesn't have to do anything either. Hey, so doesn't that literally sound like a plot of a Black Mirror episode? No, just me. These pictures aren't even difficult to draw in the slightest. You don't need any skill whatsoever. It's a few lines and some goddamn circles. And the fact that some people would rather pay $130 goddamn dollars of their hard-earned money rather than just letting the child learn how to draw a bee by themselves is actual insanity. The best artists of our generation never needed anything like this to become the best. So why should we need it now?
I was today years old when I realized that the K after your followers is in reference to the metric system. Because 1K, also known as a kilo, is 1,000 of whatever the unit is. Did anybody else know this? Can't believe I just figured that out. My mind is blown.
Did you guys know that the M in 1M actually means something? It means million! Oh! How could you only now just be discovering this? A literal 5th grader could have explained that to you. I'm hoping they could anyway.
One of my married friends told me that when you get married, your husband or your wife or whoever you're marrying, when you get married, your partner actually becomes your immediate family.
Did you guys know, and one of my friends told me this, if you spill water on your counter and you use paper towel to wipe it up, the paper towel actually becomes wet and dries the bench for you. Duh! Obviously the person that you have literally legally married becomes your immediate family. What else could they possibly be to you? You will have children with this person. Oh my God! You know how in the middle of the pandemic we had limits on toilet paper? Can we do that with microphones, please? Please? And can we make people have to pass some sort of test in order to start their own podcast? Because I literally can't take it anymore. Then this one is low-key just kind of cryptic because someone on TikTok uploaded a picture of themselves rinsing their maple syrup in the sink. And somebody commented, "How did you put it in the sink?" What is that even supposed to mean? What, do you need a picking up and putting down tutorial? Well, you grasp an item with your hand, open it like this, and close it around said item. Lift it up and place said item on a surface, preferably a flat surface. Was that easy to follow, or should I slow down for you? Sorry to be cutting in. I'm sat here with a hot cup of water, editing my video, and I see this TikTok. Now, this is serious. This was not a joke. This is not satire. This girl genuinely believes that men wear belts because they don't have waists.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You know that picture of Peter Griffin where he's just legs? Yeah, that's That's what they would look like if they didn't have a waist.
What are you talking about?
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Mwah. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.